DPD has a crisis intervention strategy in place, and while they admit that it's not perfect, it has had a lot of success. And leveraging time is a big reason why.
All y'all.
The Detroit Police Department's fatal response to a woman in a mental health crisis last week may have been poorly planned and executed.
I've seen enough to give me pause and concern early on in what I've been shared with me from professional standards to make the decision that I've made.
Chief James White suspended 3 officers and placed another on desk duty for the shooting death of Kiaza Miller, who attacked her mother and son on Thursday. She had a firearm when police approached her home. White says in many cases, time becomes a tool in the hands of officers responding to violent mental health crises.
Our goal is always to de-escalate. We don't have a crystal ball and we don't know what would have happened had we waited this out. But we have learned from our experience that this strategy helps ensure a safe outcome. And that's always the goal, is to have a safe outcome.
Chief James White seemed to have placed the onus of the fatal shooting not so much on the officer who pulled the trigger, but the supervisors who were supposed to take command of the scene.
It's imperative that supervisors take a leadership role to ensure that our policies are being met at every step of the way, and that the policies and practices are executed to perfection and the plan is instructed. Based on the information I have today, I have serious concerns if that happened.
DPD implemented a crisis intervention strategy that, when a person in crisis has barricaded themselves and won't surrender, involves a special response team, hostage negotiators, and mental health professionals that accompany police.
These professionals employ many tactics, including calling in family members to speak to the subject. These procedures have been incredibly effective, and call for us to take our time. Time is on our side.
In this case, Miller did not have the chance to bunker down. Officers entered her home, knowing there were children inside who were at risk.
The goal is to not involve law enforcement whenever possible. If there's not imminent danger, we prefer that law enforcement not be involved, but there are sometimes situations when it is required. And that appears to be the case in this most recent situation.
And these situations are becoming incredibly common for DPD, which has responded to nearly 4,300 mental health calls this year. More than 1,000 of them involved a person in crisis with a weapon. Such was the case in October when officers shot and killed Porter Burks during a schizophrenic episode. He had a knife and made a move towards an officer as they tried to talk him down. Now, Chief White would not go into great detail about last week's shooting for fear of compromising the investigation, which is still very much underway. We will continue to follow this story. Roop, Taryn.
Yeah, Randy, when you look at those numbers of just how often police are dealing with these mental health calls, it really underscores how severe this problem is.
Yeah, very much so. And Chief White said that he sent a letter to all of the city council members and the Board of Commissioners, the Police Board of Commissioners, saying that Detroit has a mental health crisis and that a lot more needs to be done to address it.
Yeah, certainly the case here. Randy Wimbley for us live. Thank you.